Okay, let's talk about the structure of the Earth first. So actually, for these three chapter 2, 3, and 4, we will talk about different source of chemical in the Earth. We will talk about atmosphere in this chapter, and then next will be ocean, and then next will be rocks and minerals. So they are very good source of our chemicals. So before we talk about different sources of chemical, we talk about the layer structure of the earth. But for this, don't worry, you need not to memorize all these crust, mantle, inner core, and outer core. Don't worry. And also no need to memorize the thickness, etc. for this, okay? Okay, for the atmosphere. So here we'll go through this very quickly. So for the mantle, it composed of many rocks, and the crust also solid rock. And then we have ocean. We will talk about ocean in chapter 3 later. And then for ocean, it consists of mainly water and sodium chloride. And then for atmosphere, here we will talk about this today. So for atmosphere, it is mainly nitrogen and oxygen. So nitrogen and oxygen atmosphere. It composed of nitrogen and oxygen. So the crust, the sea, and also atmosphere are major sources of chemicals. So for the atmosphere, it is a gaseous layers surrounding the earth. Air is the gaseous mixture making up the atmosphere, okay? So that means we will talk about air in this chapter. So it is a mixture composed of nitrogen and oxygen mainly. So first of all, for nitrogen it is N2, okay? Nitrogen it is N2. So because after I already tell you this is a bit weird here, because after I use this app, the letter become big here. It should be N2. The number become big. O2, and then argon AR is okay. Carbon dioxide should be CO2. The two go down there. It's not good. And then neon. So I go through this one by one. First of all, in air, the most abundant gas is nitrogen. So it is 78% of nitrogen, 78% of nitrogen. And then for oxygen is the next. So we have 20.9% of oxygen. So what you need to memorize here, you should know the most abundant gas in air should be nitrogen. And you remember it's 7 something. You need not to remember the exact number of the percentage, alright? And then for oxygen, you remember it's about 20% is the second most abundant gas in the air. And then you need to know we still have argon, carbon dioxide, neon, and need not to memorize all these percentage, just small amount, okay? And then we have methane. Methane should be CH4, and helium He, and then hydrogen, and xenon, and krypton, all these. So we have a little bit of this each, okay? Okay, so questions here. So air contains mainly nitrogen and oxygen, and also carbon dioxide, water, helium, many. Okay, so now you classify these constitutions into elements and compounds. So you do it now.